Lamentations of the Toadist, Chapter 1. Written and narrated by Caden von Clegg. Randall tried again, this time begging the light to lift, to bubble up beneath and into his feet. The glow expanded as it flowed, slowly, gently but steadily up his thighs and into his chest, then outward and upward to his right hand. Good, came the soothing voice of the wrinkled sage before him. Now breathe. With each inhalation, you draw more power from the ancient swamps beneath your feet. And out, slowly, a loom of energy, weaving the waves of resonant light faster and tighter into your hand. Yes. Randall then turned his mind to the grating rumble of the amphibians, chirping their mad chorus all around him, drawing the concentric waves of the mystic bog deeper into his core, fusing with his soul and surging back out into his body. Then, at last, all coalesced at a soaring pitch until, climax achieved, he thrust out his arm and shouted with all his might, pressing the spell forward, "Toad!" With a burst of iridescent, fleshy dust, and a sizzling second of noise, like ice on a hot pan, his withered old master was transformed into an enormous sage-colored toad, equal to the former human body in weight, but now completely remade into a slimy creature of the bog. At last, he'd done it. He'd succeeded where so many others had failed. He had become a true Toadist. But before he could exult much more, Randall collapsed over his all but lifeless legs. The spell had drunk deeply at the well of his soul. Still, he'd done it. And smiling weakly where he lied in the shallow murk, he beheld his hand, the hand that had delivered the Toadist's volley. A faint purple char lingered on the fingertips where the energy had burst forth, but the discoloration looked as lovely to Randall as a sweet honeysuckle blossoming under the clouded spring sky. The gigantic toad hopped onto his helpless frame and sat, motionless. Well, master, I've done it. Now I am a Toadist. The toad seemed to have a joyful grin, but Randall knew better. The transformation was complete. No vestigial humanity remained. This was no longer his master. This was merely a gargantuan toad. The toad leapt away into the bog to join the masters of antiquity in the great, final journey. Before long, the croaking drifted away and Randall was alone. The exhaustion overtook him then, and he fell into a deep sleep.